things to knit, so much to share. Large projects, smaller projects, but mostly knitting. So let's just jump right in, and I hope you find some inspiration. Hello, my name is Andrea and welcome to my happy place. This is where I do all my crafting and my knitting and journaling or whatever I need to do to relax that evening. So welcome, and we will talk lots about knitting. So what I'm wearing today is the Porty Pullover. The pattern is by Gudrun Johnston, and I knitted it in Jamieson Smith Shetland wool yarn, a jumper weight, and the color, the main color is FC24 mix. So I love the outcome, and I always thought Shetland wool would be itchy. And I have made several sweaters in the last year, and I didn't realize that the yarn would be itchy. So they turned out pretty nice, and they're just lying there in my closet, but I cannot really wear them unless I put layers under it. And I live in Oklahoma, so our window for sweaters, for knitted sweaters, is very little, very short. So anyway, so Shetland yarn is not itchy. It's super lightweight. I love the weight of it. I just love how it feels. I only have a t-shirt under it, but I wouldn't even need the t-shirt. It's a short sleeve t-shirt. And yeah, I just love it. The pattern was easy to understand. It was perfect. The colors that I came up with was actually, I started a wristlet, Dolly Mixtures wristlet by Corinne Tomlinson. She is the owner of the Woolly Thistle yarn store. And this is the wristlet, or hand warmer, or wrist warmer, however you want to call it. And it had that color in it, that FC24 mix. And I was looking at it when I had the first one finished. I was looking at that, I thought, that might be a good color for a sweater. So then I used the rest of it. I got the kit, I ordered the whole kit from the Woolly Thistle for the Dolly Mixtures wristlets, because I wanted to try out the Jamieson Smith yarn, because I watched the Woolly Thistle shopcast, and they were always talking about that yarn. I thought, I'm sure it's itchy, and here in the heat or mostly warmer weather, you know, when you wear something, it gets itchy even quicker. So I thought, well, but I could probably tolerate wristlets, and I just love the Fair Isle patterns on it. So I ordered this, and it comes with so much yarn, a lot more than you need for the wristlets. So actually, I just had to order this main color and did the whole yoke, and it has some on the arms, a little pattern on the arms. Let me show you. See? Little pattern here. Here you see it up closer. I did the whole yoke with what I got in the kit from the Woolly Thistle to make these. So I only have made one. I haven't made the second one yet, but I still have enough yarn to do the second one too. So the only things that I think I would do different next time, because I might make another one in different colors maybe. So the neckline is a little bit open. See how you see my t-shirt, and especially in the back. And I tend to get a little bit cool around the neck. So probably I could maybe bring it up a little bit more. Not sure how I would do this. But you can improvise with, I'm sure you all have made a Sophie scarf. The pattern is by Petite Knit. I made this a few years ago. It's I think it was a cashmere yarn or merino yarn from Knit Picks. So the other day we had a cold spell here in Oklahoma, which means 30s during the day, and it was in the teens at night. So what you could do, you could wear your Sophie shawl with it to get over that neckline, I guess. And then I got impatient with the sleeves. It just took me forever because it is fingering yarn. I just cannot see making thicker sweaters for where I live. We like to go to Colorado, but it's usually in the summertime when we go there to escape the heat in Oklahoma. So still I wouldn't need heavier sweaters. So this is fingering yarn. So I kind of ran out of steam on the sleeves, and I kind of made them too short, I think. So next time I would make, but see, I really like the details here with the darker color ending of the cuffs. So I should have made it longer probably, but that's where the wristlets come in. So kind of looks cool. I can take it on and off however the climate changes here. I just need to make the second one. So you can, even if there are mistakes, or not really mistakes, but if you would do it differently next time, you can still modify it with things that you might have. So on that 30-degree, 10 at night day here a few days ago, it was nice to wear all this. And these colors, I mean, it's just, I'm really impressed by that yarn. And of course, Jamieson Smith Shetland wool has been around, I'm not really sure how long. And there's a reason for it. Anyway, there is no itch effect, no scratchiness, nothing. And this is blocked and washed. And I heard because I listened to the Woolly Thistle podcast, that this yarn is getting softer and softer with every wash. So I can't wait for that, although it is already nice. There's no problem with the itchiness. Yeah, so the Porty Pullover by Gudrun Johnston. Can highly recommend the pattern. And then the wristlet, if you just want to try yourself out in a Fair Isle or Shetland yarns, this was perfect. Perfect. And I'm a rather loose knitter, so I always have to go down a needle size. So I think this was supposed to be in a 3.5 or 4 millimeter needle, and I used 2.75 millimeters for this. And it's still too loose. I should have made it tighter, I guess. Or maybe wristlets are supposed to be loose? Not really sure. What do you think? Are they supposed to be that loose? I don't know. But this is in a size small, and it is not, I mean, it has positive ease. It's not that it's tight to my skin or anything. So, but that's also because I am a loose a relaxed knitter, I think, and that's why it turned out like this. Yeah, so I'm very happy about it. I did it during the Woolly Thistle make-along for sweaters. That was back in August, something. And they have a really very active Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, check them out. Very active, very helpful, wonderful knitting community. And I posted this sweater and I had like over 600 likes. I never ever had that many likes on any Facebook post ever. So that was very encouraging. So thank you all, dear Woolly Thistlers, for your support. And yeah, I just can't say enough about this yarn. I think it's the most beautiful thing I've ever made. So, moving on to more finished objects, and I might have to put on my glasses on every now and then. It's just I saw that there is a glare, so I'm going to keep them off as much as I can. Okay. So once I started this, I got all into the Shetland yarns. And then September came and I read about the Shetland Wool Week. And then I saw all these hats that they were making for that Wool Week. And that hat is called All Over Toorie. And I didn't really buy any more. Yeah, I think I did. I tried to, because there's also a spindrift. Jamieson Smith, I was wondering if there's any difference, but I didn't really notice any difference. But that's this section here is a spindrift, and the color is paprika, hot pepper. I don't know. I'm going to put it in the description. I cannot remember right now. And then I didn't have anything light, because see here, all the lights are just, there's a light blue, the light blue and the pink. So I didn't have, it was a white in the pattern, but I had a beige and bouge gray, and that's the section. But again, this is all, again, made from yarn that I bought in that kit for the wristlets. So this is supposed to be a size small. Again, I'm a loose knitter. I went down needle sizes, but I think it is too big. But I mean, I can still... I wore it the other day on a dog walk because I had the earmuffs over it, so it wouldn't blow away, because here in Oklahoma it gets windy. I still like it though. It's very lightweight, not scratchy. I just love the pattern. Love it. See the crown on the head? I don't know if you saw that, so I'll show it again. Just beautiful designs. I'm not much of a beanie wearer, but I'm wearing this one because I just love it. Again, it might be a little bit too big, but I'll wear it anyway. And I have earmuffs to put over it so it won't blow away. Okay. Sometimes I just put it on to go out to the barn to feed the cats, just so that I can wear it. You know, we want to wear ours, and this is actually what you can wear. And it's, like I said again, it's not itchy. Yep, Shetland yarns, who would have known? I would love to go to that Shetland Wool Fest in September. Someday I will go there. Someday I will go there. So if you have never watched that shopcast or have been to the online store, they are out of New Hampshire. Maybe you live in New Hampshire. So check them out. Great ideas. They have so many kits in the store where you can try out the yarns. With those kits you can try out the yarns, and just can only recommend. Okay. All my Shetland yarns in Oklahoma. Works, because it's, like I said, it's fingering yarn. It's not scratchy. Beautiful. All right, where do we continue with? Okay, let's just go. I still have pretty things. It's just completely different items. So we had this Sophie scarf. So, like I said, in Oklahoma, we can't really wear that many knitted things, but we often have a temperature change from night and day, like 30 degrees sometimes. So I wear a lot of fingerless mitts. And now I don't even have it here. So hold the thought. I had to get them from out of my purse. Okay, these are the cutest, I think. Fingerless mitts. Look at this. Super lightweight again. Super lightweight. And I made them out of this yarn here. Now I have to put my glasses on after all. And they are, I'm trying to find the tag. I bought them at a yarn store in Dallas. When I went to a conference, I found this beautiful yarn store. It's called Knit Dallas. So if you're ever in Dallas, check out that store. Yeah, beautiful yarn. And I'm kind of yarn store deprived here where I live because there is nothing here. We just have a Hobby Lobby. Okay, so this yarn is Wonder Luck Fibers, hand-dyed yarn. Here's the tag. And it is Toorie silk lace, 65% baby alpaca, 35% silk, and the color away is diddle. And I held the yarn double. Beautiful. It has a little pink in it, stone, white, very subtle changes. Oops, that's the wrong. Yeah, you can see the thumb. So the thumb construction was a little bit different here than what I have been used to. And this was, it's called the Stockinette mitts, because there's no cuff. It's all stockinette, all the way down, super fast knit. You can use any DK weight or fingering weight double. And I use this Toorie alpaca. I have to let the dog in before he goes nuts. Pattern is Stockinette mitts. Let me find information. By Svetlana Volkova. And I did them on 3mm needles. Again, like I told you, I'm a relaxed knitter. I had to use 3mm needle, DBNs. I cast it on 40 stitches and then just followed the pattern. The pattern is just called Stockinette mitts. Super fun, super easy. This is my first one, but it's not going to be my last one. I have even been wearing them. I mean, I can really put them on in the morning when I get in the car. And it's like 20 degrees, even if it warms up to 70 degrees, but I can still have my lightweight fingerless mitts. Stockinette mitts, Svetlana, Volkova. Okay, talking about mitts. I was fortunate enough to participate in my first ever test knit. And that was for Jen from Everything Shapes Us. You know, she's kind of the fingerless mitts queen, I think. So I don't have that with me. It was called Book Lovers DK mitts, because I gifted them for Christmas. But I'm going to put a picture here. But I have made some other mitts from her, and I have them here still. So these are the Everyday November mitts. I'm going to put it all in the description. And I made them a little bit longer than the description, as I tend to make my sweaters, the sleeves too short. I need longer mittens. Anyway, I kind of like to sometimes even wear them in the house. And this is just leftover sock yarn. You can make them as long or short as you want. It's a beautiful thumb construction. So much fun to knit these. Faster than a sock. Fits like a glove. Everyday November mitts, I think they're called, or Every November mitts, by Jen from Everything Shapes Us. Only recommend it, and these are made with fingering weight sock yarn on 2.25 magic loop, 2.25 millimeter magic loop. I made several of these and gifted them, just the shorter version. And not in scrappy. I mean, you know, you can let your imagination go wild with these. Make them scrappy, make them classy, just in one color. Yeah, all beautiful. And then this year I also tried the DK November mitts by Jen from Everything Shapes Us. I made these the normal length. I think that was the recommended length from her in the pattern. Marled November mitts, I think they're called, marled. And I marled them with Regia yarn. The Regia yarn was cardamom, together with the red from Pearl Soho sock yarn. Cardamom and the red. I think I have it on Ravelry. If you want to check out which colors I use, I think they're beautiful colors. It's not too red, not too Christmassy. They're a little bit uneven, so don't look too close. I still love them though. And they're definitely heavier and thicker because they are a DK, double-stranded yarn. And I used probably 3 millimeter or 3.25 dpns for this one. See, that's, I don't know. Anyway, so those were those two mitts. The ones that I test knitted for, I'm going to put here a picture up. And the person who I knitted it for wanted that color, requested that color. Then I ran out of the color and I kind of improvised with the fold over, but I think it worked out just fine. And yeah, that I made another thing from Everything Shapes Us, and that was a little snowman, and I gifted that away to, I'll put a picture up here. But very great patterns. Check her out, Everything Shapes Us. So those are all the fingerless mitts. Then of course socks. I have here this finished pair. I have Svetlana in it. The yarn is by the West Yorkshire Spinners. I purchased it from the Woolly Thistle. This was so fun to make. So fun to make. Silent Night. Very relaxing knit. Just, you know, usually use your pattern, what you use for socks. And I used the short row shadow wrap here that I learned from Denise from the Earth Tone Girl. I think it works just perfect here. And that heel fits me better than the heel flap and gasset because it doesn't come out of the shoe. Sometimes it's just too loose, I think, that heel flap and gasset, or maybe I make the socks too long. But this seems to fit better for my feet. And I think it was 20, I make them on a 2.25 millimeter magic loop. And it was a 20 row cuff, 2x2 rib, and then stockinette all the way down to the heel, and then the normal heel decreases. Yeah. Silent Night. West Yorkshire Spinners, beautiful yarn. It's not, it has a different feel than the, what's the word? Superwash yarn, but it's beautiful. I love it. And there's still a lot left too. There's probably at least 40 grams left of the honey. So it comes in a huge ball of yarn. Okay. That's for socks. Now I have another sweater in the works. So now I guess we start with the works in progress. So I started another DRK everyday sweater. I made that one years ago, and it just didn't turn out like that. So this year I made it again because it was a kit, again on the Woolly Thistle. They had it as a kit. The pattern is by Andrea Mowry, and it's called the DRK Everyday Sweater. And now I'm using the yarn that is recommended, and I'm telling you, this makes all the difference. I just absolutely love it. I can't wait to wear it. I just started it a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I just can't stop knitting on it because it's so much fun. So the yarn, let me tell you about the yarn. The yarn is 100% merino. And usually you think merino is heavy yarn. Well, this one is not. And it's Mountain Meadow wool, Touch the West. Mountain Meadow wool, Touch the West. So, And it's the color is Flint Natural. It's a 2-ply sport weight. That's just perfect. 185 yards per, I think it's 50 grams. And look at this, gorgeous. I'm doing the size 2 completely by the pattern. Every stitch is by the pattern. I made it longer and I made the sleeves longer. I'm trying to learn out of my previous mishaps. So the sleeve is pretty long and I didn't make it cropped. It just doesn't look right on me, I think, the crop. So I'm going to put it on so you can see it, because I have a question about the bind off. You see how it's wavy a little bit? I didn't want to do the long, how's it called? The long thread cast off. I did the super stretchy cast off. And I don't know if this will block out or if I should leave it this wavy. And then I ran out of yarn, of course, the last 20 stitches, and I had to start a new yarn ball. Anyway, so I left all the threads still on there because I don't know if I want this bind on. Now the pattern asks for a tubular bind cast on and a tubular bind off, I think. I tried the tubular cast on because I thought, okay, I got this kit, I got the right yarn this time. So now I'm going to do it exactly by pattern, but something about that tubular cast on is that I get nervous because it rolls on the needles, and I almost stopped breathing because I was trying to get it to that first row so it wouldn't roll anymore, and I thought, okay, forget it. So I just did the normal German twisted cast on, which I really don't, which I think looks good. But now with the cast off, I'm not sure, should I leave it this way or should I try that tubular cast off? Do you have any suggestions for me? But it's beautiful. I can't wait to wear it. I think it will be perfect here on a cold day. And I tried it on, there's no itch, there is nothing scratchy about this. Love the color, love it, love it, love it. The DRK Everyday Sweater by Andrea and Mowry. I purchased the kit at the from the Woolly Thistle. Actually thinking there is a lighter color with that small thing. Am I thinking of if I make another one in the lighter color? I like the pattern so much, it fits just great. I'm going to put it on and show you here in the corner. So that's the sweater that is almost done, and I have 2 more whips, kind of for the new year, and they are scarves or scarlets, or yeah. So one of them, let me get the yarn. Everything is here on that table in my happy corner. Happy place. This is the Flora shawl, shawlette, Flora shawlette. And I'm making it in Knitting for Olives, Merino, and the silk mohair in the color Oatmeal. It's an addictive pattern. You start with that lace and you just start knit, knit, knit. and I'm using 3.5 millimeter needles, round needles. And the pattern is by Anna. And I'm knitting it for Knitting for Olive Merino Oatmeal and Knitting for Olive Silk Mohair Oatmeal. And I got both yarns at the beautiful yarn store in Dallas, Knit Dallas. Love it. I'm almost up to half. It's not going to be very big, but I'm sure it will block out beautifully and get a little bit larger. And it's not scratchy. And somehow, yeah, so I love it. It also goes great with the, look at that, with the mitts. Love it. So, looking at scarves, I started another one. Because this is what we can wear in Oklahoma. It's short, little scarves or really tiny scarves. And shawlettes. And this is the Ricker scarf. Was published by Oatmeal Yarns. Look at that. It's so squishy. And this is my New Year's Eve cast on. And look how much it's very addictive too. You just want to do another, get to another, yarn over, another yarn over. I think it's very feminine looking and it will fit to anything. Anything. I think it's at 7, how do you call these again? 7 holes width. So I have already 4, and then you start decreasing already. So believe it or not, but I started this like at least 8 or 9 times. Because I thought, oh, it's easy. It's just ripped. And then it has eyelet. That's what it calls, eyelets. Well, it's a little bit different. It's not just ripped. It's a paid for pattern, so I cannot get in all the details, but it has an I-cord edging. So you have to continually increase while you're watching the pattern. And I'm making this in, the colorway is called Camel, and the yarn is Lana Gatto from Italy. And it's 80% merino, 20% cashmere. It's a light DK weight. And I'm using my Addies. These are my favorite, all-time favorite needles, Rockets. Addies 3.25 millimeter. I wish you could feel how soft and squishy this is going to be. I have a little progress keeper here. I forgot where I bought it. It's a hummingbird with a pearl. I think it looks so classy with this classy shawlette scarf. Now the pattern asks for an Oatmeal yarn. I don't know if you ever ordered anything from Oatmeal, but those yarns are very yummy, soft, pampering yarns. This one I just got from Amazon because I wanted to start something like this for New Year's Eve. And we don't have a yarn store here. So I just got on Amazon and ordered it from there. So that's that. Pretty content with all my works in progress and finished objects. Now I have one more thing. I have a crochet item. I wanted to share. It was, I crocheted a doll for my grandniece, and I'm going to put a little video in here where I show you the doll, because I gifted it already to her. I sent it to California, where she lives, to San Diego. It was so much fun to make that doll. It was in a cotton yarn that I will link below what I used. I couldn't, actually the hardest part of this pattern was to find the yarn. I couldn't find the yarn, so I had to use the yarn, the cotton yarn from the Hobby Lobby. And what I used was, oh, I don't have it. I love cotton. I love the cotton. Oh, I thought I had all the tags nicely stacked in here, but I cleaned up yesterday, so I guess I didn't. So anyway, I have a little video here of her. The doll's name in the pattern is Celia, and it was the winter doll. But I purchased the book from the designer, which her name is, let me find it. Let me find it real quick while you look at the doll. Lulu Kompotin. And this is the doll I made, Celia, for the winter. And the cotton is, I love this cotton from the Hobby Lobby. I used the crochet hook 2.5 millimeter, and the yarn was 100 gram to 180 yards, 100% cotton. And then the colors I used, I put it on the Ravelry. So anyway, this is it for now. By the way, Happy New Year. And that's all I have for now. Lots to do again to finish my whips and start on new projects. Please let me know if you have any recommendation for my everyday sweater for the bind off. And I hope you have a great day and stay healthy. Happy makings. Bye. So I'm back again. I have a gift for you if you're interested. This is a planner by Lane Publishing for 2026. It's called A Knitter's Year. And I will show you the inside. It has the weeks in there, the days of the week, and the different yarn festival all over the world. I'm going with a different kind of planner. That's why I'm putting this out for you as a gift. All you need to do is comment below, like the video, subscribe, comment below, and I will send it your way. It's untouched by Lane Publishing. I ordered it and then I went with a different journal. But I don't want for it to just sit around. I just wanted to share it with fellow knitters. So let me know if you're interested. Comment on the video, like it, subscribe it, and I send it your way if your name is drawn. Thank you. Bye.